Let's watch some crazy stuff, yo!
Hey, can I tell you something? And you promise not to get mad? No, not really? Well, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you anyway. I'm not the biggest fan of the multiverse. Yeah, I said it. But I don't hate it. I'm just not the biggest fan due to a few reasons. One being that it's primarily used for just pure fan service and nothing more. And secondly, in accordance to the comics, it makes it very confusing to keep up with what stories are in what continuity. And with reference to what the film and TV industry have done with the multiverse, I feel like it's just a gimmick now to see our favorite characters interact with each other. And look, I am not a sourpuss, I love that, but we have to ask ourselves, what are the costs of prioritizing cameos and fan service over compelling narratives? Now, I think this is where the Spider-Verse films come into play, more so with Across the Spider-Verse. They had their cake and ate it too, which ironically is a big theme of the film, being able to have what you want and do what you need to do. And this film takes advantage of the multiverse in a way that other media just hasn't. First off, it is more than a gimmick. It does what every multiversal story should do, but it's extremely differential and most importantly, ambitious. I don't feel like multiverse films have been that ambitious with their concept. Sure, you have your exceptions, Rick and Morty and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Those are great examples along with the Spider-Verse movies. This film in particular makes every single universe so unique, not only in its art, which I know is breathtaking, but everyone else has already talked about it, but the actual feel of each place we visit. You get a great sense of what each universe is like day to day in such a short time span. It is remarkably well done through visual storytelling instead of relying on heavy exposition. And secondly, this movie does not prioritize the multiverse shenanigans and insanely awesome cameos over the story. It takes a while to truly deep dive into all the multiverse storylines and is extremely dialogue heavy with pure character moments. And I'm so in love with that simple concept. The idea of, I don't know, letting characters actually play out their lives for an audience before we put them in horrible or insane situations. I always believe if you have emotionally grounded characters that an audience can fully believe is a real person being showcased, you can just almost get away with anything. Because everything else is just noise, and you don't care what absurdly unrealistic things are happening to the characters because all you're thinking about is their well-being and want them to get out of their situation. But that's another have your cake and eat it too aspect of the film, is that the danger is not just noise, it is fleshed out just as much as the characters. Now that is a pairing that isn't common and obviously makes something already good into excellent storytelling. This movie is fully submersive because there isn't a single aspect that is half-assed. This is genuinely the most beautifully animated feature my eyes had the blessing to indulge upon. The film was okay with being close to 2.5 hours long, so we can simply sit with our beloved characters for an hour and quietly build up the story in the background so they don't have to rush it all with exposition later. Which is something for the most part the movie makes fun of, even though it does do a few times, but when the plot is front and center, it's adrenaline inducing and doesn't waste a minute to keep building up suspension and tension. I think the multiverse is a tool in the right hands to make stories that show us how fractured we are as people, how desperately we want to be able to escape our problems, our reality, how much all we want to do is find a place where we fit in, where we feel trapped in a world full of 7 billion people and nothing you do feels right to anyone. Sometimes it's nice to fantasize about going to another place where there are people just like you. These types of stories can be tragic reminders that we actually do have people that understand us and love us, that the grass isn't always greener on the other side, that sometimes we have been so hurt that we are actually the ones shutting out the rest of the world and not letting it in, that maybe we have to take a look at all our pain and realize it's not because of everyone, it's because of a small group of shitty people, and that shouldn't cause us to turn everyone else away. These are the powerful contents these stories can tell, and I hope that we can get more like it, because it might just help us open our eyes to the beauty of our reality. Help us realize that at the end of the day, we can make our very own universe right here. All you gotta do is take a leap of faith and try.
Jeez, Rick, oh my god! That's some pretty hardcore stuff. What in the hell? Hey, wait a minute, Rick. I thought this was a commercial. What's going on?
Relax, Morty. Don't worry about it. Let's just see where this goes.